Today na Tuesday, the 19th day of April 2022. For a week or two now, Dr. John Idris Lahai starts fake institutions them and fake degree holders them na salon. When all this conversation starts, all man be getting you for talk. But Dr. John Idris Lahai not be relent. He not look behind. It team up, usa it team up, and it's our say people and they we get fake degrees from colleges them. Well, people begin point par ACC. Say the Anti-Corruption Commission need for act well. The ACC need for do them work well. The case being get for reach BBC, e reach DW, all inside and there, the anti-corruption boss, Tawa say, this business for people and they point finger para. In order na in poor view. In order how he feels say It then I mandate for go after the thing then they. He get Bakuti way talk. Bakuti the way talk. Just for meet up the weekend, the anti-corruption boss, he writes longer one. Still, he say in the doubt self, some people will go book. They still a confused span this issue about the ACC for act for go after. Then one them we carry fake degrees. Okay. Before I come to waiting the Minister of Information in talk this morning na Radio Democracy, till go reach na the press release, where ACC pull later on. Lord begin first for meet up weekend, waiting the ACC boss been tell we. Just quick one. He said on this fake degree issue, he said me I don't know how even people wey get sense, wey educate, wey go school, they find this simple formula, where the law na set for be say na one way act for make you grip. He say no corruption no dey happen without he get the word we would say confinement of an advantage on oneself or the other person. He says so since una no look they understand, even the one they will go book, then they pretend like say they no sabi. La break and down for una. Since una they act like say una no sabi. He say one. He take him as X. That's so he get a name. He say là say X, don't already be a director. X na be director already. Before he go claim say he get PhD. So he say even this PhD way he claim, whether he work for am or whether na the kuku jumuku where he go get am. He say he be use this PhD for make Ingo team up as an advantage, as person where all public office forget the job. But remember, he don't tell we already say X na be already a director. before you go get the PhD. He said, so if he be used that one day for get the job. He said the answer na no. He said, do ya? Where them be they ask for this director business? Then be say PhD for get them paupa for make you become director or make you stay at that director position there. He said the answer back, na no. He said no law, no require. Say apart from a feel good factor. Listen, no. So it look like I for say the one them where they run kitty. Behind them fakey ya. Na feel good factor. This time waiting in the say. He said you are. It be use them as an advantage. He said within the meaning of the Anti-Corruption Act, no, you know use them as an advantage. He said because the act they require say the advantage for be actual and beneficial. And that one day for cost the public resource some kind of a way. Now 1. 2. He said, but yeah, for become ACC commissioner, the requirement is there. It didn't have the law books. He said, you just need for be a good lawyer of beberebe experience, clean experience. He says, so right now, Francis Ben Kaifala, now the commissioner, he used a valid law degree and let me call on Toba and he gets certificate for that. Plus some of the best master's degree ever when mortal man don't get. He get her. He said he later claim PhD honoris causa. That one day, now they give person. The way they talk so now. The PhD, then they look you normal, they say, you don't work. They go then go look Tripule now. They look Tripule, they say Tripule, but you don't work about. Can plaster doctor by you. Back on PhD. In waiting, informing the people, in waiting you they do. This is the example of the Meko. Like what two they do now, they say because of share network, well, you don't inform the people, even the last election before that one day, even to now, you can come with the things and we make some man if you know you're and share a network, you not believe say it happen. So because of them good work here, would they plaster this by you? Honor you say, hey, you're going back on the leak campaign. And I can tell you now, say na leak the leak campaign. Mr. Biggie say, where from today? You know, my name is Dr. Triple A. Hey la, they big argue. Triple na doctor, not a doctor. Why they read na doctor, not a doctor. Oh na big make then they give certificate a plaster and a pop. Anyway, law left hand law continue. Because this one the commissioner they tell we about he say he later claim that PhD in the give person for in good work. Or whatever safe. It's also advantage where you use for claim a useless PhD. Now I talk more not to me. We don't post that. A useless PhD. We not even na requirement set for a job. So all in one day, we get this honoris na useless PhD then get. Eleke. But they name one person who get use. They can call them now. Because the minister this morning say not sabi self the one that will get the useless PhD. According to let no can say just not people this now waiting the commissioner say. He say for claim that useless PhD day when I mean nothing to invoke. He said, but if the law degree where he gets now been fake, then he end he don't commit a crime. Because waiting do, without that one day, they're not for be make an ACC commissioner. He said, but waiting a fake PhD go add to them. Mr. Commissioner, sir, the fake PhD go add, that useless PhD go add to anybody lack of integrity. Yes. And if you hold public office, you need forget integrity. So, what they ask say, waiting the fake PhD go do? Integrity, sir. And, yes, the as per say, you go think say, they not use them as an advantage. But then they use them, sir. Then they use them. Well, then they, let no go there. No to ya, I know they call Nemo. Yeah? Me, I don't know if you be fake or incorrect too. No to ya, an AYV reporter. If you don't follow we, you go know it at the talk. Eh? Where that Savage Street Bridge for them. Where the AYV reporter go interview the minister. Where he call him by name. Now he ask and say, what did you call me? Because he not be put to doctor on the name. Pas if you na pretend like say una not sabuda at the talk at the calling name. Because maybe some of una una can forget quick. Okay. Waiting the fake PhD go out to him. He say na breeze no more. He say nothing more useless title. And they talk so. And they talk so. Saying a useless title. How the IG you? Upside there you. Okay. Not yourself. He said because you know use it as an advantage within the meaning of Anti-Corruption Act for claim like that, the useless PhD. He said just want for feel good about himself and oppress. He not talking about to me and the Adam for you. Feel good about himself and oppress other people. Now there they left him. They continue. No, there they left him. And they left yonder. This he writes more. But left and yeah. Now I want to push him one step further. Let us see how all these things they play out here. Yesterday, check number of the Africanist press, my dear, he release. Saying that the judiciary of Sierra Leone, the rent allowance, you want see figure? Okay. So this morning, the Minister of Information been there na Radio Democracy 98.1. You know, say then he left for me then tell everything and they go talk about. In case you don't know. That's the norm na Sierra Leone. Where you want to invite minister for kind of program, where you invite person, you get for tell everything the car accent, so you go prepare yourself. If now you office you did, why then for tell you everything for can ask you? Anyway. So, Mabel and Musa na them be there this morning. The minister no say them be don't plan for them. Say this, he go say this fake degree business, we must ask him. What they are fambulem? Let we listen the conversation. Mabel, Musa of 98.1, and the Minister of Information.
As you didn't have the program this morning, Mr. Minister, let me just look at some other issues them way don't they happen. Let me just use this opportunity for get response from government. Let me just start first from the much talked about allegations them way don't they come out from people for say some people where they work under the bio administration get fake qualifications. How government take all of this?
Well, even though not to this we can't discuss, but now that
He say wetin? But I wanna listen back now. What he say?
well, even though not to this we can't discuss, but now that it's here, I think it's an issue this of public interest.
Okay. He say even though not to this we can discuss. You are the Minister of Information, sir. Of public interest. If it be just better, make you just answer the question instead of you chook say, not to then they be go for go discuss. When they pay you a month done, sir. Then they pay you for be waiting, the Minister of Information, where they team up and talk for the government, sir. So why now you they say even though not to then they can discuss? Eh? So you be don't train for what you and go discuss, eh? Well, I'll continue. But you say now that it's of public interest. That is true. We're all interested. Let us know what in the government it say because anti-corruption, before then we don't tell you say they no mix. Well, I'll listen.
So everybody knows say this government not a human capital development government.
Everybody know. Say this government na human capital development government. 4 years on. But yeah, when I give me back report card for this one we talk so. Let's continue, sir.
Which means we're very committed, amongst other things, to education. Quality education. And that make the president we then voted in April 2018. By September that year, they launched a free quality education school program. Right? So within this mean, we want to use education as an instrument for national development.
Thank you. Continue for educatory, sir.
So then talking about the area fake doctors, fake this, fake that, they don't refuse to go away. And as the government has been very
Why? Yeah, hey, you need for they pay attention. He said he talk about fake doctor, and fake degree, refuse for go away. But on a clap for yourself, but on a clap for yourself. Because we refuse, for make it go away, including the whistleblower, the champion, when Dr. John Idris Lahai. He refuse for make this talk go away. So then they wait for let the talk die. Mr. Minister, they can shock you. This talk, they go away. I see this so. We want for see what's in the come up behind the. He say he refuse for make it go away. When they make ACC back no be get no other option but for pull press release. Because they have up say the talk go die. But the talk refuse for die. Okay. Now they know. You say what's in?
Then talking about the area fake doctors, fake this, fake that.
And the Francis Benkefala, the commissioner, say useless PhD na talker. You say fake doctor, fake this, fake that, useless PhD.
They don't refuse for go away.
They don't refuse for go away. But we are here. The conversation must continue, sir.
And as the government has been very prompt through the Tertiary Education Commission. They don't make it clear say Dominion, hey.
Hey, pay attention, yeah. Whenever the minister they call Dominion, they ever call Dominion without putting ye there. If not lie, let's continue.
It's not recognized, not to, accredited. They don't also make it clear say the AGU not to accredited university. So anybody will go there. I think the decent thing for do probably not for let people then renounce them.
The decent thing for do na for let people renounce them. That one day we be don't deal with an aya. We'll get two names them. But not to me much to go here. Because we don't deal with, well, I'll continue this conversation, yeah?
Because the TEC has been very, very clear. Nobody not go use them qualifications and therefore access opportunities. And I've had arguments about so
we don't not only like Dominion, for instance, government or the TEC don't pull position on say anybody will get the Dominion degree, they get job and they don't discredit that degree. But the African Graduate University, in one way, we still wait for get from the Ministry of Higher and Technical Education.
Well, Musa, that side they don't pull because if you self-remember, we don't deal with an aya. Not also. Why read the AGU Deyon, African Graduate University, why read the Tech Deyon. You remember, eh? Okay. Now they go.
And also the Tertiary Education Commission for make position on as the whistleblower for this African Graduate University and also the Commonwealth University and the London School of London University. Now, university them we they mention as fake will not see any position on it. Meanwhile, as people still wait for them positions, them governments really concerned about the increase in number of fake degree allegation among government workmen them.
Well, so law we make them clear. When they get them wrong, we as people then they try for politicize them.
When they get them wrong, where some people them they count politics by this fakey business. Now listen, the minister, yeah.
Me attend Frobe College in the early 90s.
That's good. Congratulations.
91 to 94.
Okay.
Back in then days, and then they talk about fake lecturer them.
Okay.
Some lecturer them, and they would say Operation Present Certificate, ever see them come back again. So not to today begin.
Not to today begin, no. We know feel saying that today begin.
We don't hear about St. Clements. Ekanaya, government fed that one the back. We don't hear about this one, yeah, since 2013.
We don't hear about this one since 2013. Listen, no. And the minister say, no put politics on this. We hear about this one since 2013. Okay.
So this thing gets a long and enduring history. The history of fake degrees. But what we they say as a human capital development government, we don't say we don't recognize Dominion, we don't recognize AGU. There has been an official statement to that by the way, Musa. So yes, this is going to take all our time because people then don't take that, they don't make a way of life, shortcuts.
People them don't make them a way of life. Forget shortcut. Listen, no. People them.
Or unsuspectingly for some people them because some of the names and what they see on their list then they.
Okay. Some of the names then when the minister they see on the list, when they call say get fake degrees. What's in about their names then they sir?
Nah, people then were very bright.
Okay. People that were very bright. Now 100 watts, now 1000 watts, now security lights. We're very bright, people them. So
ordinarily,
them bright. So why them for go college, you go them bright ordinarily? So then just need for fake 'em, get the degrees, and move. Since to the minister in UEI, them bright ordinarily. Okay.
Competitively, then we will get degrees in other places.
So even if they go na other places, them they able get degree there because waiting do them bright. Because them bright, why should they bother? Them bright, bo.
But they say through the TEC, we not recognize the AGU.
They not recognize AGU, African Graduate University Mba.
We not recognize Dominion A.
You don't hear, yeah? They not recognize Dominion A. Okay.
And other one there. Because this is very worrying, Because we get a generation where this government they invest 22% of we national budget on.
Okay. We don't come out Usaudeo. Now they come back to this 22% and picking them. Ah, okay. But they can't be back.
Someday, if they say there are shortcuts, there are easy routes for get terminal professional degrees, forget terminal degrees there, what stops them also veering towards that? So that one in the public interest will get. Yeah.
So going beyond the release way the tertiary education commission be done pull, and also you say government take this very serious. Education now the flagship program project of the current administration, and President Bio in and out of this country don't talk, but it don't put emphasis on how it really want for take education serious na salon. We don't see organizations and they call for a review of the whole system, especially when this administration they now in governance. Government thinks in the right path than they follow institutions them where they operate for governments get a whole review of qualifications of people where then they pay with taxpayers the money.
This morning, this question was asked. Yeah? This morning, this question about institution them for review. They asked the minister this morning, no? Okay. Into remember, na parliament, waiting be happen there, where the honorable for constituency 025, C4C honorable, be say, make parliament begin first in-house for audit themselves, then paper them. Where the deputy speaker say, the only two you need in a parliament now for sabi speak English. So if you be go fake paper this if you're on your own. But instead, then be the advice say make them start an institution the way they use paper for gain employment. Okay? Now, maybe I'll ask the question. What are you waiting the minister say?
Well, I know say the Tertiary Education Commission, they under the Ministry for Technical and Higher Education. The person where they a very confident and diligently educated person, Professor Uri. So now they look after TEC. I know say they go do whatever needs to be done for sanitize with education sector. Because if you get education wrong, you are building on the quicksand foundation.
So as the minister
I know say they go do that.
As the Minister of Information and Communication, you know a cabinet minister, now you I go say can tell brief. I guess you can brief cabinet on waiting the happen as to feedback from waiting with you the year so far. Any plan for take this to cabinet for ensure say when I really take action and review the systems them as per the allegations and we don't come out say people they we get fake degrees and we hold government office plan they for table this na cabinet.
Okay, listen no. Simple question. Mr. Minister, you in a cabinet, information, now you be talk say, Facebook, Twitter, this and that, una the monitor, una this, una that, una they do. Papa, talk they go now where they talk about fake degree, useless PhD. Not to be talking. Na FBK na talker. Una get any plan, you the minister, you. Minister Mohammed Rahman Swari, you get any plan on go na cabinet and say, you know what? Why they tune the radio themselves? They only talk about this thing. I think we need for do something. You go talk if una go cabinet. Okay. Yeah, what you say?
Na cabinet?
Well, na cabinet, I don't mention say there's a minister for technical and higher education.
In case maybe I'll forget. If you expect him for go raise down there na cabinet. Because we got minister we na you work down one day by education. But you self get a role by information. So what you feel say if you raise an a cabinet, since this is what is being discussed on social media, and you know the social media police na salon. Okay. So you wait for the minister or what do you try for say, sir?
In the most competent for raise that. If I have to support that, if ever come up, I go just raise the public relations and other implications.
So he say the minister na the perfect person for raise her up. And he say if he ever come up What you mean to say? If the minister no raise am, not to emote then go area in a cabinet. But if he ever come up, he go back the minister. A cabinet. We don't hear you.
But there's a very competent extant minister who will deal with
There is also allegation that some of these
Musa left. Yeah, Musa, you. But continue, not left.
degrees them we people get we through government offices them get funding or get support from government and government fund some of them. If in any way this na reality or na fact, we get foresee any position from government on them money we then don't spend for make them individually require PhDs, masters, where people now they describe as fake.
Well, government don't make it clear, say, TEC, through TEC, say, any degree acquired from them two institutions and hold on the name in IASO, they not recognize them.
Don't hear But dear, if he say, don't even AGU, when them been pulled, they not talk, say, you know what? Let's continue, bro. Because then they be called limo. But let's continue, yeah?
So if they not recognize them, fake.
What about the money with government?
No. We're not aware of government don't fund over the period. This is not clearly an opportunity for the TEC, the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education through TEC, going to the internet. They may not get them facts and they are available to me.
Now, when you talk about the issue about the alleged fake degrees, they fly around and fake universities, the names them within they mentioned make people think say, well, it's very challenging or likely it not going to be successful for make governments even investigate because these are people when are decision makers and people wait for lead some of their investigations there also.
Yeah, Musa, you. Yeah.
Well, I may not know their names and the way they talk.
Like, seriously, Minister of Information. For you for talk that word, you should be fired. I not say let them fire you. I say, for you for say, you don't know the names them. You not lie, but you not talk true. For you true for tell we say, you don't know the names them. AG you put names na them press release. Them put them then they. You where they follow social media so. Minister of Information, you will sabi but social media. Now they can't tell we say you don't know the names them. Even police. The person they talk for police. He talk on behalf of the IG. The clerk in the parliament, he talk for himself. Though you they talk say you know sabi the names them. And I doubt Musa. I'll continue.
But I just know say this government for good of country, they spend 22% of we GDP.
You don't get we go in the back. Not to that know they talk about. Not care we go there. They talk about the names. The names so you say you know sabi. I they can go to 22% again.
On education, government not to treat this matter lightly, and we government decide through appropriate bodies.
Where government decide, means say the government not decide it. All this happened this morning, yeah? Okay.
Then go institute a full-scale investigation. But that is a decision for government, not to make us sit down now, public radio and talk about that.
Then a decision for government. Yes, in the Minister of Information, but not to go can talk. Where government thing ready, then go talk to the appropriate institution. Where is her?
As you say, you not get in.
Yeah, Mabel. The minister say not sabi the name. Okay, then go help you, Mr. Minister, sir.
Names them yet. We don't get allegations say the clerk na parliament.
Why? Me foot, me head, me hand, my neck, the clerk na parliament.
And even allegations against say the inspector general.
Why? The inspector general of police. Me foot. Okay.
Of police where then say get the AGU and you said we don't state and earlier say government don't recognize this university through the TEC where you say we don't pull release for say they don't recognize then university here for operating salon. That's not just two examples where you now people under this administration where they don't talk say they use this particular certificate where they say na fake.
Yeah, so
Look, oh, see the cheekiness of the minister. No disrespect, sir. They outline the two names the way you say you not sabi. Now you say you not sabi them. So they help you now, they name them. Then all what you get for say so. So if they say they get fake degree, so if they say now AGU then get them for so it's one they make big deal for this for. Now I mean. So and so what? Now then first begin get Salon. It says so waiting. So it's not again yappy for. So or in a la make you hear the wait, you go here. Something you know why the last part where maybe say, then I will answer. Listen I'm back.
They use this particular certificate where they say na fake.
yeah, so how about that?
So how about that? So what's wrong for that? So yeah. Salon. How about that? So if they get her, me don't say me no sabi. Now na call them so. Yeah, Mr. Minister. This party, well, it's right for clear some side. Listen.
You say you're not aware of any
Okay,
name.
you don't tell me now. Now inform me.
Ah. Me I not sabi, I know we are. Okay, so well you don't tell me now. You don't inform me. So
Well, I don't know now.
yeah. I go pelele. The minister don't me know. You know me no say the IG and the clerk of parliament, they name them be there. So now I make you say so and so what? How about that? He say well, you not be nowhere. You don't tell her now. So, things sweet.
So you know, be ever get the name here before?
Well, so I had to look at the broad policy trust. I know the personalizer.
Okay. They say it will not be ever get a name here before. Now, yes or no? Not of us say for look at the broad policy spectrum and all this big grammar the way they pull. Not to that they talk about. You be sabi there or you not be sabi there. Simple. So, anybody ask me question now? So, how about that? Now the answer that I go give. So not our question, no. Okay, let's continue. They don't ask him, but suicide the guy can go now.
No, we need to personalize the issue.
It's saying they personalize. So you need to defend the clerk of parliament, neither the IG in Palava. They personalize now.
The point at issue here now that the names them way involved. People think say. Then people are way involved, then for lead some of the investigations they are so. But if they're self-involved, how then go able to do the investigation? We make people think say this now another buff.
Well, so far I got for commend the IG.
Whoa. So far, they commend the IG. Why?
Una say in one of the names and what did they?
Now, you know, agree. It's still a put on for them. Saying what una say. All right.
Not only organizer read the Dominion ye.
Yeah, the session inside they call Dominion, the hell Dominion ye. Dominion ye na the last name.
We then go hold them. Alleged say like una say.
Yeah, let's say like una say. Mr. Minister.
And get a doctorate from one of them, please, then they. So if that is the case, he's already started doing very well. You get reason for get trust and confidence in that process. So let us see how it goes, right?
So let we see how it goes, right? One for say thanks to Radio Democracy because now through them, me and you, able for your this stage 2 So now, we go to stage 3. The press release from ACC. I begin first with waiting the Commissioner Francis Ben Kaifala be want me and you for know about in your stand by this fake degree business. We come out today. We come to this morning, Tuesday the 19th of April, na Radio Democracy 98.1. Now in this conversation take place with the Minister of Information, even though he said not to that day be go there for. But since this conversation used for go away, he said the conversation not agree die. I mean, the wait for let it die and not agree die. So he thinks say now of public interest, so make it talk about them. Well, since the conversation still they continue, in agree die, there's still a point on per ACC. ACC back, not get any other option, but for come out with a press release. Because we not agree for make the talk die. Dr. John Idris Lai not agree for make the talk die. Because every day they call new one. 19th April 2022. This is the press statement from ACC. Bodia, Fambulem. ACC they call on all public sector institutions for immediately, listen to the word, immediately, one time, conduct academic credentials verification audits. ACC say, then they call on all public sector institutions, because it look like if I say, we ACC, like how be don't tell us say not to mandate, not to we, they do until they do until tomorrow. Let them do them. Then at the end, it go tell like the audit report, where the auditors then go find out one thing. Then the ACC step in, and what think it be the outcome safe? Anyway, now continue. The attention of the Anti-Corruption Commission don't catch the public discussion we get for deal with some certificates away people get, whether na bachelor, whether na masters, whether na doctorate degrees, by mainly the Dominion Christian University of Dominion, They not put that part there. Let me just add that for the minister. And the Africa Graduate University. And for say the certificates there, now fake. Since Dominion and Agu, they're not accredited for giving kind of certificates they are. The IG and the Clerk of Parliament gets them. And I just remind them again. Continue to the second paragraph. The ACC also aware of the press release where the Tertiary Education Commission Tech pull on the 8th of April 2022 will be deal with Anenaya, in which Tech clearly say AGU not credited and not to recognize university na salon. AGU I be don't tell una say then begin una 2 years. I think now June 92 years will expire. Una go try back. Una go try back. Also Tech be tell we. They say they don't listen to all waiting people in the talk. It look like if I say some allegation they say some employees them within the civil and public service all them fake certificates they are. And then say, by waiting in the year, not for saying from Agu or the Dominion here, but other sources of fake or unaccredited institution. And it tell like say, then go don't use them for make them hire them, make them employ them. Or make them even promote them. Or make them get some benefits inside the civil or public service. And that one day, they use yuki for take advantage. Make them go able to gain advantage for themselves. And that one day, within the Anti-Corruption Act of 2008, then think and say, na corruption. Is somebody listening? The ACC hereby confirm the recruitment, promotion, assessment, reviews, transfer, punishment. I'm a fumble qui say etc. Within the civil and public service, where them primary lead and function and mandate, then at the Public Service Commission, the Human Resource Management Office, HRMO, the Public Sector Reform Unit, PSRU, and Cabinet Secretariat. Therefore, all the way I wouldn't know name so. They expect una. Yeah? For provide leadership. For ensure say employees them within the civil and public service for hold genuine qualification where the job they ask for. Then say the various administrative and human resource offices them within the public institution also get the responsibility for ensure the proper qualification then use for access the job or the position where they hold. When they don't look. In the bid for make them go collaborate with their entities there, in the midst of this allegation, we not agree for die. Usai person them way in a public service, then all fake certificates. The ACC they call on all ministries. The ACC they call on all departments, all parastatals, and all the agencies of government through the human resource division or even the human resource unit or the internal audit unit for immediately one thing so do verification audits. One thing for do verification audits for make sure say all certificates where the employees they use for make them get the work or make them get promotion or make them go benefit by any other thing inside that workplace there. Then for check and well one. And when they don't check done, then for come back to ACC for make them know waiting them fair not. ACC say as a parallel approach and the done when they work side by side, the ACC back don't set up a task force. I will not investigate this. Let the police do it. This is not my mandate. But anyway, for Glady, ACC they listen. That's what they can talk. Oh, ACC don't set up a task force where comprising investigators, and prevention officers for make them do progressively, make them do credential integrity review for public officers. The mandate now for look into employment, promotions of people within the broad spectrum of the civil and public service. We go down willfully, even though they know knowingly, but then still then submit wetin go look like say na fake certificate or degree for me. Then go take advantage for themselves, forget the work. And say that one day, they not go left for easy because it dey na the act. We the public, ACC say they want make we know say this one if I be part of a normal administrative responsibility of institutions them, and that even ACC been do one inside 2021 where ACC say they conduct audits by themselves, they don't staff them. And then begin report say all the staff then clean. From Dominion and okay, wait to. So you say na 2021, then we do this by then staff them. When me say them, we don't know something. Because I say then staff them clean from Dominion and Agu. Anyway, let's continue. The commission not be left and do. Then say them be do a full confirmatory verification of degrees them with the respective universities them, including the universities of Sierra Leone, the Jala University, and Unimac. One staffing me talk say, in get degree, it turn out for B, it be still they pursue the degree, then we get for SACAM after that credential audit. Because me say get degree, we be still the work for. Then say what then turn in this light, then put the light on. But in this case, the commission want for reassure the general public. For say constantly then they fight any act of corruption at all levels in Sierra Leone, especially inside the public sector institution. ACC, then say ti una be we una for don't do force. Una be they crisscross, they talk say no to una work. But now, una they tell we say una be don't work, una be don't do this, una be don't do that. Problem no dey. Una thank you. Problem no dey. Now begin call to panelists them, yeah? Now so I go bring in Usman Toli. Make we hear wetin him get for we today. Welcome on board, Usman Toli. You get the platform, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Triple A, for having me. And also, I would thank all the listeners them and viewers them for can talk on the ACC and press release regarding these fake degrees we don't they go on for quite a long time. Finally, Triple A, this na thing where the public be don't they talk about. The issue of fake degree, it gets corruption connotation. We all be known to talk about that. We don't come now this forum, we don't they talk about that. Apart from the whistleblower, when Dr. Idris Lahai, he said be known to talk about that. Stubbornly, the anti-corruption commissioner been they argue, say you not get any answer on this. But finally, I think say you don't realize say this not the time for take action. I believe say a good number of the public, just like me Naya, go describe this situation as a U-turn. Go describe it as a U-turn because clearly, if you look at the press release, the content of the press release, it clearly, you go imagine if now this press release, the time way they bring this thing attention, if now this kind of press release it been on sent out, instead of you constantly go to the media, both the mainstream media as well as social media, they argue, say, this thing, they outside your own domain. Thank God you don't accept, say, this thing actually it gets some corruption connotation. And you should say, AAA, we thank the doctor, Wayne Idris Alahai, for him persistent, for himself, for come persistently, for come name and shame the people and we know say they get fake degree then now we country. And as you say, it surprised me for let the Minister of Information come out say you don't know the people away involved in our top people away in the top institutions in the country where then some of them don't admit. The other day we listened to Paran, where the clerk of parliament, where me interview him, he talk and clearly make a point clear say again your own degree in postgraduate degree na African graduate university. He make them public. However, we will just say better late than ever. You don't accept. But make no mistake, AAA. One of the arguments where most people was they argue on the basis of how these fake qualifications get a connotation in terms of corruption. Now, the type of money them where they spend for getting qualifications here. If you read the content of the publications them where Dr. Idris Lahai they make, you don't know say the people and they spend money, then why would they acquire them qualifications here? $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 for acquire them here. So this, what does this mean then? It just means say, then people are where they do them here, they know say they involved in corruption because anything where you put money for acquire within a very short period of time, I believe to a very large extent, say they know say this degrees here where then they acquire so na fake degree them. So I believe say the Anti-Corruption Commission, they don't see say, the other institutions them, they don't begin a sound say this one will not what's up. Because the other day, we discussed about how Salon Parliament, then they try for enact certificate audit, so that then go try for audits people are within a parliament for see whether carry them fake degree. I mean, they try for deliberate on them. Whether they go carry on with this sort of discussion at parliament is another matter. Because we know we will listen to that program, we know what's in commodity. And also we know say the bank governor self, instead they come out for try for check the staff them way they within the bank for see whether they carry out this fake degree. And also I believe say NRA themselves, they don't come out with some publication for see if they go able without the people that way getting fake degree. So a number of institutions already don't begin take step for ensure say anybody where they within the institutions here, then try for weed them out and take action. Perhaps now make the ACC look at and say, look, if all the institutions here they grab, they try for weed out people that we get them fake degree. So why we not will come out with a press release for sure say we self, we're ready for take part in this. So a good number of the public believes say it could be one of the reasons why the ACC sent out this press release. Now let's go to the main issues here. Let's comment to the main issues. Believe me, viewers and listeners, one of the strongest arguments where most Sierra Leoneans and they make is that the reason why we country they be so today are because of the lack of strong institutions. This is a clear example where shall we say we institutions that are the country, they're not strong, they're not reliable, they are corrupt. So now make we see we self Usaudi so today. When you look at inside parliament, we know we don't discuss now several occasions how parliamentarians themselves come out, say parliament corrupt. We don't see some surveys that we didn't carry out. Short as Carl say corruption inside parliament, and that corruption parliament are the second most corrupt institution of the country. We believe say if actually parliament been proactive, some of them corruptions here where they happen, then for don't they prevent them. But parliament itself is corrupt, so it's very difficult for undertake that preventive measure for stop some of them here where they happen. Because some of the institutions here, and for able because they get oversight function, they all get an oversight responsibility. For able call some of the institutions here, for can question them over them here. But if parliament itself is corrupt, so you go see the weakness of some of the institutions then. The judiciary is another example. Yeah, the police. Here we see a clear example. We say the man will forget the highest integrity in the country, where now the Inspector General of Police himself, now one of the top man there with the name, under them fake degree, where then say he get PhD, now the African Graduate University. So you go imagine if somebody will forget the highest integrity in the country, he fall under this category. So you tell me how strong that institution they will be. We don't see now the learning institutions them where supposed for also for play a part for ensure say them people are we get them degree for investigate them and try with them out with them out. They're not able to do that. So again, the learning institutions again play a part for make we institutions them very weak in that country. And more recently, we see the TEC, one of the Tertiary Educational Commission. We're responsible for our credit as well as, recognize and register some of the institutions here also, fall short in terms of, I will explain to you now why the TEC to a very large extent, I blame them in terms of voting they go on with a fake degree. Now, let me say this, and I believe say one of the fundamental questions them where most right-minded Sierra Leoneans and they ask who do they go blame in terms of them fake qualifications here, them fake degrees here where they go on. Who do for blame? And make no mistake, listeners and viewers, 3 factors are responsible here by my own investigation. And one of the factors them we're responsible for this, I would say the TEC, the Tertiary Education Commission. The reason is the Tertiary Education Commission, by all indication, are they responsible for registered, now they're responsible for accredit and recognize the institutions here. And you look at the press release where come out from the TEC, it state clearly say that institutions here been done they apply to them for accreditation and recognition. And don't want them say they don't recognize them as public institutions. So you go imagine if this institution been the monitor situation, yeah? If they been on the monitor, because that is their part of their responsibility to ensure that their institutions here operate in a very genuine way, in a very genuine environment. So we don't we don't tell una say una not for the operate. Yeah, that is not today for stop at all. Not today TSC for stop. TEC for don't notify the public on several occasions. For don't they monitor their institutions here. For make sure say their institutions here, if anything they go on, then for don't bring them to the attention of the public, for bring them to the attention of the government. But only when something happen, we see that they, try for sensitize the public, for try for relate with the public, see their institutions here, they're not accredited. So to me, to a very large extent, I think say this institution, this particular institution, it play a very big role towards what we see in terms of fake degree. And I'm also now the lack of integrity. And this is why, a good number of the public way the talks in Sierra Leone, we corrupt. Some of we get corruption with DNA. Yeah, clearly, listeners and viewers, then people here know what they do. Let nobody not tell me say them people here where they acquire them degree, they don't know what they do. Because you tell me, yeah, they know how long it takes to get a first degree. Some people and they take 4 years for get a first degree. Yeah. For a master's degree, if not full time, we all know say it can take 1 year. Yeah. For part time, it can take 2 to 3 years, depending on what you study. For a postgraduate, we know the length of time we they take. So if you then go ask you for money up to the sum of $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and then go give you a degree day or that postgraduate degree day inside 1, 2, 3 months. Your conscience for don't tell you say this thing why they do so are corruption. This thing why they do so not to the right thing. But all in the name of respect, all in the name of getting more status in the country, getting more status in the society. So then therefore decide for pay them money here for getting qualifications here. So in itself, a corruption. In itself, a lack of integrity. In itself, na unpatriotism. Because all this gets some impact and ramifications in our own country. We all see what in happen in our country. Yeah? So lack of integrity of the individual. Yeah? We don't use to this kotia putia, corruption. Yeah? So all that, I would say, now one of the reasons then why we get in situations where they go on right now in our country. And as I said earlier on also, one of the factors we also identify why we get all NTR they happen is because Parliament they perform the oversight functions. Don't forget, Parliament are they responsible for the ensure then they check some of their institutions here. For call them the Parliament can question them over things them way than they do. But if government or Parliament they do then tier, that checks and balances, they check what's in the excesses of government, the TEC where they operate under the Ministry of Higher Tertiary and Higher Education, yeah, they check them. Yeah? Because this clearly, if TEC was active enough, then don't they tell them people here. And they know certain people here, they carry on for do this, not to say they don't know. Yeah? And this now allegation, then say, even government don't they pay some of them school fees here, of some of them students here, don't they graduate with them first degree, masters, and even to PhD level. So if government don't they pay them money here, I believe say to a very large extent, TEC are aware of these things. Make no mistake, TEC they play a greater role. Therefore, don't expose them people here by sensitization. Tell the public. Some of them guys, them don't they see say although That's for acquiring qualifications, yeah. But if TEC me don't they come out constantly, yeah, constantly they bombard them people, yeah, say, look, then degree I want to make sure, genuine, if fake, yeah, report this matter to the police, then the police and they take action. I feel say they will not for don't find myself in this situation. But you listen to the other day, the whistleblower, Dr. Idris Lahai, he make it quite clear. He say the level of fake qualifications the owner organ at that country day is close to 1,000 or over 1,000. That is to say, both the first degree, then the master's degree, then the PhD. So we get them to a very large extent in our country. For crown it all, AAA, today I just want to tell the public, say, we Sierra Leoneans, them, we lack integrity to a very large extent. And clearly, this is not a clear case. And the lack of this, not a clear example of the lack of strong institutions in our country. Institutions that are strong. If you check some of the institutions that we talk about, they're all involved. They're all involved because I will tell you for sure now, say, some of them here, they go bribe some of the institutions here for like case no come do. Me go tell you this now. Say some of these institutions, when you check them, whether they go bribe na university, for let them, progress, where some of them university and so likely no say some of them university are what they talk about. They are not accredited. Even TEC, they don't give a damn. They know about them long since. Why you go wait only when something happen, then you send, you write a press release condemning these things. So to me, AAA, I will stop here. I'll give chance to other panelists. Them. Thank you very much, and thanks to everybody with the listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. I want to say thanks to Usman Toli for your submission today. If you just join me, anti-corruption say, then they expect institutions them for carry out audits, then waiting them fair not, let them bring them to them. And then they didn't tell we. We start from the ACC boss to waiting the minister talk this morning and to waiting the press release for ACC tell we. With all this what they lay on the table, how you see this? How you see it? You see say the press release from ACC is genuine? Or na draya koba shame? Or na just banyafiki business no more? Now come with Tony. Make we hear waiting in get for we. Welcome on board, Tony to Jones. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, Abraham, thanks for having me. I feel say the press release genuine. Better late than never, because the hype still they go on and more evidences and more discussion about this fake degree, PhDs and everything they go on every day. And it's high time instead of just being grapevine, everybody they debate or talk about if I the one that we're responsible, make they actually do an audit, make they actually see how authentic some of them qualifications here. For me, I think it's a good thing because basically they need to hold these institutions accountable. You understand, especially the AGU and the Dominion Yale or Christian University. You understand, because basically it's like for me, my own take is like they've been defrauding a lot of people. I know they put 100% blame on some of the people that were acquired them degrees or qualification from the university. I mean, actually gets me from them mushroom than the universities than they. But because of the cost of inconveniency of some of the institutions, then they make some man for victim of situations. So the owners of the institution, the way I feel say they know say from the day one, now fraud them they run or they were running a scam. You understand? Should have been then are the one where they for don't hold responsible. And the reason why they for holding responsible because this is not a disgrace. they've created a lot of embarrassment, not only for the people that way they carried any qualifications then they, but for people that as well we in a Sierra Leoneans and we they Sierra Leone, because now it's not only Sierra Leoneans and we concerned about what is going on, or it's not only Sierra Leonean living in Sierra Leone. We have foreigners, then we have foreign companies, we have international bodies, then within a Sierra Leone, and some of them people here, they're working at the institutions and they will carry some of them fake degree what we talk about. So they really therefore clamp down on the owners of their institutions. Then they, although there is a saying in Latin where say convect them to let the buyer beware. So you where they go buy something or where they go acquire services has to do a thorough check or due diligence to see how authentic, because again you go think say okay the flag the price they raise a red flag if how this PhD cheap so, or how many months you can't get a PhD within a year or 12 months or whatever, because you have research work to do, you have you have different types of PhDs, but a lot of things again we have to do with cost, conveniency, you understand, just like the minister rightly mentioned, few people that the way me know way get that PhD the way they're smart people. I know one way go big position. He has a ACC. Where made for a big college was exemplary good. It was, if it was the president for one of the halls, then my FBC way gathered the and I know how for use in PhD for Georgia, because these are guys who have already got their positions. You understand? Before they even secure their PhDs there. You understand? So waiting a thing where they suggest say the government has to do, or the investigating body or ACC, anybody we acquire them qualifications here, we influence them position we they carry right now. I feel say they need for be demoted, because basically the qualification and give them then stance and they for make them acquire, let them gain or give them the advantage for make them gain those positions. So one, they need for be demoted to outside the media where they get whatever, or if possible lose their jobs. But if somebody may already don't attain, let's say I may don't already be a clerk of parliament and they perform duly were very effective on my position. So I decide for say, okay, let me go acquire a PhD and then I go AGU and then get some qualification like that. And later on I know say this now a fraud or a scam way me not know about. You understand? If that after I get that PhD, then yes, I start to be corrected. People will say, okay, you still get for carry your position because it was after we don't acquire, we don't gain the job before you get some qualification. But in the process, we are in say, okay, it presents them before it become clerk of parliament, then if you say good doing job or whoever we the after able for assuming positions. Because the reason why I feel say we don't get for be fair enough. Because you can't just lay everybody off based on integrity. Oh, they don't have integrity, because some people likely don't know. You understand? Because it's just like when you do masters, even when we did at this part of the world now, you do masters of everything. I mean, you go online, you begin to search for see which one way more cheaper. Even in Massachusetts, where they live, or Boston, where they live. You understand? You have institutions based on quality and everything, or based on the schooling name, wherein that's what them price they per credit hour. So university, like for instance, go charge $500 for one credit hour. Some university go say 800. Some university go take $1,000 for one credit hour. I mean, multiply by 3 credit hours. Most of them subject to this. So it depends. So sometimes people then go on for say, okay, yanda cheapo, you get you get you this, because again, if you take with salon system, we don't go school na salon. It's sometimes frustrating. I'm telling you this. It's sometimes frustrating. You go for class no go on. A lot of challenges, very expensive, this and that. You understand? That's when they say that then they want and they for go getting things in. But people them normally in their sense right now. Everybody want for work smart. Everybody thinks say, oh, like if I can beat the system by this and save money, why I'm not they go acquire this? But again, the ACC get for do a thorough. Let them not cherry pick. Let them do a thorough investigation. If possible, get an independent body. But make whoever that fall victim, you understand, or where they let them help the ACC. This is now an opportunity for make them help the ACC, for make them get full details on them things here where they go on. Because a lot of people, just like I said, are fall victim on this whole thing. That's me will take. I just know I steal the show, but I feel say if you don't acquire your qualification before you position before you get this degree, automatically I don't feel say but because you don't already get the position. But it was after you gain, you say at the fair work, a presenter. Now make even on the other side. When you apply, if you say the learning ways we for take, with TC for take, or any institution for take from this whole thing, when somebody apply for job, you get for do a background check the institution. Let's say, for instance, I'm presenting a paper now for a job in Sierra Leone. And they put in a master's degree, say, acquire this master's from UMass University, associates here. You understand? They need to follow up for see how authentic some of these institutions are. So this for be, therefore be proactive rather than reactive. When the issue don't be, then we therefore come back for can begin they do find this and this and that. Then make them part. When you apply in a college or any institution before you apply, your credentials from Sierra Leone have to be evaluated by either West or CD, like Boston, they will refer you, most of the institutions, they refer you to CD, you understand? So they think that because CD already they do them background, then they don't functionally for evaluate qualification they already come out with from any partner in the world, you understand? So let this institution going forward, HRMO, whoever, office or private institution, or whatever government office in a salon, they do recruitment. Once you present the credentials, even if in a Fabi college, so you get up on a IPAM, on a JALA, let them do it all, check, and must say, validate and make sure, say, this certificate will Tony presents, you get them from IPAM or you get them from Fabi College. See, say you get the registration number and everything, because this has been a scam. Now, you say, alone you see students and they demonstrate, say, because they don't allow them for spy. You understand? These are all things. This is just the Kausman telling me. They say it's an historic problem. And even the minister mentioned, they say, they talk about the same way the university 1991, all these things were coming up. It's really an historic problem. We don't the boil, everybody want a quick fix. But the perpetrators, one, the people that where they run them schemia, where they run them scamia, where they run them institutions here, I feel they should be dealt with and therefore set precedents. I said it yesterday. So many problems we face or pitfalls or challenges we face in Sierra Leone, it's because we don't go back and punish the people the way they cause them problem here. You therefore make sure say there is a hard punishment on some of the institutions where you kill dog before dog. I know they say kill actual dog before dog, but when you set precedent, kill dog before dog will not say die day, you know they do them again. If you want for do tomorrow, you will be reflective and say, so person do on the last time. Then punish them, and even when he get connection to the government never pardon them, still go in sentence, is still serving sentence, and still getting punishment or pay. But if we have the system set in this situation where if people then they do something or institution, because all this thing, even the topic you mentioned yesterday about scam, people then they scam so many visa now, this and that, because there's no punishable thing. They cherry pick certain things, certain people then go do certain things, then you let go certain things. They look like, for instance, that arrest saga when me happened the last time we anti-corruption, they investigate. Nobody know the outcome of it. You understand? So certain situations like there were certain things that they happen, say this is not fraud. This is not corruption. This is not so when they tantamount to damage, they affect the reputation of Sierra Leoneans. Them that's the thing where they for take kindly. That's the thing where they for play with. That's when you get for go hard on the people. Them. So person not go do and tomorrow. You where they go buy fake degree when only institution. So somebody tells you for go do masters this one Ghanaian institution. You go do a due diligence. You go do a thorough background check and see who are the owners of this institution. How credible are they? How this you go ask yourself. It's like Cavex episode. You ask yourself all those things. That's not me. Take Abraham.
Thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome, Abraham.
Yeah. I want to say thanks to Tony for your submission on waiting with the deal with today. The ACC finally don't budge, but they say make the people check themselves, then them findings, then go lay complaint to ACC. Yes, Usfen, you get the platform, sir. Waiting you take.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, for giving me the platform, and thanks to Mr. Usman Tole and Ture Jones. The issue will they continue this other phase 2 or phase 3 of them. I believe say the ACC would have been careful, wouldn't take this move. You see, they try for do a credential integrity review. I feel say an exception of offenses now he been try for do initially. I'm looking at this exception of offenses. He try for bring out exceptions, then first of all, say you not get this work because of your degree, or you dip on this work because of this. So he bring an account to the other time in the tell we about conferment of advantage and something we be say then they try for take advantage for say you get this award or honor or something where they prove you say this na him make a day away are really not eligible to them. So now I say now it not be happening. But when you look at G play, he really try for playing almost like a double role. One side, like you say, the cell game, and another side, they say they try for find out what's the liability proof of this offense. So he give in own liability already indirectly by bringing first of all our press one we begin from the section A of the introduction, where he talks say then people then get this advantage una to confer advantage would they look on. I mean, we hold them as a guilt towards that crime they or offense we then say they do. So you know, we're able for investigate. This is an institutional thing where they get for go among themselves. So not to him. And then he even come further for make a statement where he talk about again in page, say about this. The people and we they feel educated so and so, then I understand saying a so thing. So you find out say already he don't sell game, say, well, we will get this case. They don't show me something inside the law. The law will not say, nah, that one day that we get for go pin by the case if it get for come. So already you don't already come a show of the law where you know to that way if you don't approach it on social media, if you don't just say they do findings. That's always people and they want to top officials would they find out and wait what then they do. Whereas even the one who they hold guilty, then they tell you say still and they wait, let the findings and then they go. But at the whole world, and they do this. But when you come out to begin to talk about this, then you begin to look, say, the civil procedure we did try for follow, we rules and for some civil laws will come inside criminal act. You try for say, well, I not get anything where now something where not too exceptional for say this is not exception why they put towards the offense. So you go straight away say make a tackle from both side I will able find out and then I will come out to the public say either I don't delegate duties to them where they follow up or they try for do them from the scratch. Go education is a systematic process. That's the first thing in place. When somebody achieve education, a systematic process, it's not a one day, not gradual thing. So when they go acquire and for something what you want for let you go enrich in brain so that you go clean up in defense, say, able know what they do. That now the primary aim. So what is they look? That now the state of mind. The state of mind will lead them for let you go able for put them things there and say, oh, the mind's real. We say I think for that go do this first. So already that's not a crime already. So because the state of mind of education, where you go for work where now for let you go achieve more, let you go clean up credit, you get integrity. You get something when I respect it enough society, then no say you now you this. So when you refer that side at the law, for saying that's why I will look at, then I will able to get grounds for I will able to hold because if I look the system where now this civil law are not put in terms of not a customary but like a kind of a way where they fit in a system, at the last day they go December for go buy books. They want 43 volumes of third edition of House Rule Laws of England, which cost quite a big of more chunk of money. They get 23 volumes of Butterworth procedures. These books are only dealing with the laws and with British laws and guide you how then they go about litigation. How then they able for get case for them will bring them for say that what it go day. So you know go say if like them books say you read this story for let you interpret the law because them books they always say they bring for let you go study for let you go know more about the law. Now something where they guide you to the law but it refers to the British culture. But I don't know why you go spend money for buy them. Or if like they use for like go put in evidence some of the cases they also for like go bring them, I don't know, which is good in terms education. But again, you get for look at the culture. What did the law say? How people and they look at people that were educated. So I don't think that you go for don't look, you take your law, you say, well, I will be less from that case, they start able for go before because I know why people and they go for go get the degree and be in country. Not like other place, maybe for certain reasons them. But I believe saying most on 80%, when person they say they acquire education now for let you get that respect. We will go. So when that person don't go there, say you don't know. Say now a period of time, like how did I practice and see, we go take me for that, will get this credential here. Then at the time for bypass this now fast track, where it be some modules and they take a very longer period, and then we don't go acquire this within a short period. Then the question lies say, me unconscious at Tinapli for that will defend them, or are they wait till I don't get this degree now? I will begin to go now for go buy books so I can read and read and read and read. So I'm able to make you might succeed in doing that, but when you don't get that kind of the lab, because they call it a lab, and they call it the law lab, where you get for get side we go practice, like you get side we they go on placement for like you go do your own work for like you see how cases then they go in practice, we go able for refer them. Or you dey even get case studies. Well, tomorrow you want to teach students, man. You want to refer to the that kind case they are say. Now that kind case they are an example because it's a case study. Or how you go able for pass that education, that knowledge to the student. You go sit up for 10 minutes in a so I've been do, or you try for give them the case study, let them decide them for say now so this case before don't go because of then you know it. So you get for Tinabe tomorrow now blank. Because tomorrow, even if you not go as a case study, somebody go take that thing as a case study, then they look them, then they go begin to picture you and say, well, this is what we expect this for do, this now do expect for the defendant, that's what we expect this for do. So you find out the people and they always know they work in terms of way their duties they according to the area where the institution wouldn't they do. If you go for no say institution a credible one, wouldn't they say anti-corruption, anything when I dubious act to get for look into them, and now your own place for say, okay, the jurisdiction of it that the law I able for legal case, for let you go say, oh, the statutes were they use agreement way all to that law they were able for put that person there. Because most times you they try for say, now I want to know the process why they take for legal settle disputes in the court. When you say they said to dispute them, whose kind of way we go do litigation, not to dispute for say, I claim for let people and claim this. So other man will say you claim say this year and take and so. So me get for know now how we able to take that case there, I put them towards the law. If in litigation they can, but they do them based on the culture what I get. Like I introduce them. But when you say they do them from what the book say where you read, you do, now he they bring all this sometimes they get for resound. They get for resound. You went for Tinape neutral, you don't go begin the sell game, they give a clue, say, una the people not the accused, now this time una will able for hold. Well, now, who's in there for hold now? Because already you don't give out the advantage. In the only way now, they get for go to the state of mind. Now the man's real. That's the only way they able for go through, able for catching people there now for seeing at distance do. Because even if then they hold and they bring them, the majority of them I still go say, well, this are not being hold on, but it is still fraud because you set a bad precedent in the country. It cause problem for we as a European allied country or an we get some kind of diplomatic relationship, even with the UK, where you carry out the course, then you certificate and get where them go say and go reach now, you go don't do adaptation. So all that they get for look about it from a broad base. You say I go for look at it for integrity of the people there. You not get respect for yourself. Then they put let get respect to the outside world so that we don't create now. We would get for for fact for let we get award like international English test or so on and so forth, where he will just lead you for can do some courses. But our credibility in areas of education, he go say it will be questionable to the international world. That he go see say most times when you get the two factions where they divide for letting you come for letting you see without elements of the law we go able for hold. You see, money elements the way they bring, the things the way they bring now, something where you get double requirements. You know for put things that we get double requirements where you as one way they try for prosecute somebody, you know they put double requirement and the man waiting for defend. Now you for bring that legal double requirement where you say yeah for that double jeopardy for let somebody not go down do case. I don't see this. But you don't directly look like a double jeopardy, but it look like saying that you don't judge the case, you don't say well you free because of this. So how you go able to bring and come now? But now you didn't look back at the law. See, section they will possible accuse you say this is a double jeopardy like you will do. Not to directly, but they won't know you. They go guess how they go catch you. They go call out other thing. So these are the things you go even make without you because as they bring about the case to begin to go now social media upon page after page from the match for sure how you credential them, you get them, how other things they did, how they view this. So you just careful, stay calm, you do your work, and then you proceed. But issue of this area of social media, it gets quite a lot of things where what of people it affect people and most times in terms of being in leadership position and how you were able to disseminate information from your institution for that people were able to understand. You will see somebody go talk say well would they refuse for let people refuse for let go go before. The reason why they are now refusing for let the thing not go before because they are having what is called material resistance. They don't why they hit them, then they bounce back. The material resistance is in the system because now globalization day, then they forget social media day. Not to that time when we want we run from that world, they will phone not be day. These are the times of WhatsApp. So this information in the archive. So people in the battle with the media, the press, the police there and that, you as the one way at the station, you for no ID, get yourself inside the just like skipping rope. You don't go skip when you want to turn the rope, you go mass up. Then they tip you. So you go for weights. They want to do that double dutch. One they know about them. Then they get the rope, then go. See them, they enjoy the jumping. But when you're doing those kind of this, I'm just gonna jump in at any time with the rope, any point with it, you will find out society which the rope can you now hit and they hit you. So these are the things that people and just for know. The material resistance they can the people them. Now when almost of not get away for voice, our people and they become resistant. At that I can always say, but therefore they know how they deal with this type of generation in terms of political landscape where we create for we in any area we not can look it look very toxic. How you going for deal with her now? All man they deny, all man they say like this. So these are the things why they pray God let will lead us and try get at this age where they go through. God, you therefore say not to narrative statements of the laws of England, you want to take for let go narrate the laws the way it be say people and get local way for live. You will use them in areas for guide you. Then you will convert them now for fit with your system. Not to like the man where they go now the other areas them where you don't get those areas or scenes or settings them. That's all I believe say let we get education where people and will able to become accountable for letting them portray waiting they land for. Not to environment where people and they go bypass and get education where tomorrow we would only get the value of education when a systematic process. Now, in other words, not fast track. Thank you very much. Let God help you all. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Usfriend.
You're welcome, yes, sir.
One for say thanks to Usman Toli, 22 Jones, and Usfriend Kamara for their contribution then today. Abdul Ishmael Kamara say, even if right now they able prime this issue, then control them. He say, trust me. The kind barrier, the hindrance with this episode don't already cause internationally. So not too small one safe. Okay, now we'll come with Omar. But Omar today, we'll only 3 minutes. Nearly the drag winner. 3 minutes, sir. You get the platform.
Well,
you get the platform, sir. You didn't like.
Okay. Okay. Waiting me see with this. You better wait it on the whole Lengaya, because this is my integrity business and ethics. You know, because now the same guys in them where they see them in Africa. Now then they laugh we. Then they talk say we work the organ and for what span, was diamond them and clean kaka. They wouldn't do the job then they now the work now the certificate and then they wouldn't get their hand. But the issue I get with this anti-corruption guy, I can understand, say that the government in power, that they get the job. But it can too quick for jump and act as a lawyer for the accuser them, as long as na big people them. It need a jump for defend small people them within this government. But anyone within the hierarchy, it quick for give a fast decision. It don't do a not to want and not to do them. I listen to it again when this thing come out. Where somebody will get the audio, I think that Umar Fufana has been in a BBC. It's quick for jump commodity say, then I get hands there. If anybody use that in there, he go get degree. If he use that degree, they forget a job. No, ethically not right because they can't tell you the give you problem with they give the country problem because anybody come on a Sierra Leone now with a degree, it'll go through a lot of stuff. For they even look up. Do you wonder what we can dealing with your high school diploma? First time they can't then take them, then just process them. Now then they tell you we don't want them, just give you the schooling name. We know we they send for them. If they can't direct to it. Because of all the things we they don't see. What they happen now we African nation and Sierra Leone now to be precise. And the other thing I want to say, this thing not to it just happened now like how kids in America, then get their hand caught up in the cookie jar. But this thing even the past government, because this college not so this year no more, or 4 years ago, this college don't be in existence. This college don't be in existence for a long time. Now the work this of the guy have been the back. Now make or they tell you say we get engineers in Sierra Leone. If you tell them they build bridge from the bathroom to the bedroom, they're not savvy. Then get all type of professor. The doctors in Bokuna Salute, but na Salon Pound get with life expectancy not don't go down to 37. Everybody in a doctor of this, doctor of that, you know. We anti-corruption guy because of the guy in the parliament and the IG, the name be mentioned and then college here. Then make it jump out first, he come try for play defense. And he not realize it, even though no matter be you hire him, but in paycheck, now where them people are now no salon they give paycheck, now cash they give. But he paycheck for the government of Sierra Leone. Not to Marabio, na Sierra Leone employer, then he employ you. So you don't work for Sierra Leone. But as soon as they call any hierarchy, the first thing, instead of it taking time, I let people in the course like guy I like, you know, but then let people in the jump on and say, incorrupt pass the all. Take your time. Now, like we FBI again, take your time, relax, investigate. If the opposition or the media, they throw all kind of question interview at you, tell them, say, you did by investigation, you go come out to find it, but not just jump right away, boom, oh no, no this, there at the end, then now. If you don't tell me last week one thing, then today now you can't say you investigate. You don't make people that look like say you're not two-faced. You know, you don't make people that look like you're not two-faced, but this corruption business from the one we talked about a couple of days ago and this one, it in Africa. It in Africa. Then they use them fake degree for a friend job and stifle the country resources and benefit them and their family. That's just what it is. Not that way are not an exception. Even the past government get people and they'll do the same thing. Maybe this will be a lesson now for the next one that will come, the next government. I'm gonna say, if you know say the high school diploma you get, go present a high school diploma. If the work with and get this in for college, then go sit in a classroom like everybody else. Go study. Go use paper lamp like you the smoke gunner, you know, it's like everybody else what they do. Some of where we sit now what would they put We put your foot there side, we sit down, boom. Do the same thing like everybody else. Not that far.
Thank you very much, Omar. Omar Gobi, we only call her now and jump. So the eye still the watch. Mr. Minister say the talk no die. And this in die you. Waiting get for happen. We must see. Eh? We must see waiting get for happen by this talk. Loud they go no more. But for now, now I go left today on. We go there back tomorrow with another one from the Republic. Yeah? Till we go meet again tomorrow on another one. Tiki Police, Tata.